Demolitions of structures frequently draw a lot of attention. The sight of a massive building being brought down in a precise, controlled manner is spectacular and even breathtaking. Demolition companies utilize massive amounts of explosives to safely demolish a structure without endangering nearby structures or people on the ground. Building demolitions, on the other hand, may not always go as planned. In certain circumstances, when explosives fail to detonate or a structure collapses unexpectedly. The demolition disasters in this video show why any type of building destruction is a potentially fatal event, so we'll look at the top 10 structural demolitions that didn't go as planned in this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel before we begin. Number 10. Crimean Residential Building. Crimea is an Eastern European peninsula. It has a population of 2.4 million people, predominantly ethnic Russians with considerable Ukrainian and Crimean Tatar minorities, and is located on the Black Sea's northern shore. It appears the third time is the charm for a building being demolished in Sevastopol, Ukraine. After two earlier failed demolition attempts on December 26 that left the structure tilting at a 70-degree angle, a building in the contested Crimea Peninsula, the city of Sevastopol was hauled. On the same day, a second blast failed, prompting authorities to evacuate the area, according to the Moscow Times. The 16-story structure was finally demolished the same day. The structure was ordered to be demolished when it was discovered to have been built illegally. Danish silo at number 9. A 53-meter-high silo toppled the wrong way while being destroyed, causing damage to a Danish cultural center. The mishap did not result in any injuries, according to the Danish Daily BT. The Explosives Association in Denmark stated the demolition preparations appeared to be correct. An investigation of what went wrong with the operation is ongoing. Volunteer firefighters worked through the night to help protect the cultural center, according to the Municipal Council of Vordingborg. Even though books and other items were buried in dust, the library's interior suffered only minor structural damage, according to the library. A stand-up is a term used in the explosives industry to describe a structure that does not collapse as expected. Thousands of people gathered in Glasgow, Scotland in October 2015 to witness the demolition of the iconic Red Road Apartments' 6 remaining tower buildings. Even though books and other items were blanketed in dust, the library's interior suffered only minor structural damage, according to the library. Number 8. The Dollhouse Generating Station. The Dollhouse E-generating station was a 315 MW coal and oil-fired electrical generating station in Restigouche County, New Brunswick, operating from 1969 to 2012. The plant, which was a thermal generating station owned and run by the provincial crown business NB Power, started construction in 1967. Its purpose was to burn heavy fuel oil. However, in 2015, this generating station was scheduled for demolition. During the demolition exercise, even though all of the explosives were detonated and the flue gas desulfurization building and Unit 1 boiler were demolished, the remaining structures, including the flue gas desulfurization stack and the Unit 2 boiler, did not respond to the blast as expected. An unmanned aerial aircraft assessed the partial fallen structures immediately after the incident. Since then, the third-party structural engineers have been analyzing the site. In addition, independent surveyors are checking the stack twice a day for movement. The stack has not moved since the detonation, according to surveys and evaluations. Number 7. Ohio Edison Mad River Power Plant Old Smokestack Fall the Wrong Way. Northwestern Ohio Light Company in Urbana and Marysville Light and Water Company in Marysville were acquired by the Ohio Edison Company in 1923. In 1924, Ohio Edison amalgamated with Springfield Light Heat and Power, and plans for massive coal-fired power stations along the Mad River were hatched. The crew at the Mad River Power Plant in Ohio forgot to cut some of the rebars at the base of the tower while they were ready to tear it down. The blow caused it to tumble in the incorrect direction, ripping a power line in the process. Although no one was injured, thousands of people were left without electricity, and the power plant owners ultimately sued the demolition crew for negligence. Number 6. Sioux Falls Zip Building Demolition Fail. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Zip Feed Tower was a grain elevator and feed mill. From its construction in 1956 to 1957 until its demolition in December 2005, it was the tallest occupied structure in South Dakota, standing at 202 feet 62 meters. The mill ceased operations in 2000 and was demolished in 2005 to make way for office and retail space. Workers attempted to implode the structure on December 3, 2005, but were unsuccessful. The concrete skyscraper, which was tilting to one side but still intact, crashed into the basement, cutting reinforcing bars throughout the structure, then laying explosive charges in a ring around the base and up between the vertical silos. Demolition crews attempted to bring the structure down. However, the structure's integrity was such that when the foundation was sheared off, the main structure fell straight down, smashing into the damaged base and the basement. The crew had significantly underestimated the amount of cutting explosive required to break the structure's vertical integrity, according to a study of a demolition project. A crane and wrecking ball was employed to finish the demolition over the next 2 weeks. Number 5. California power plant demolition. A failed power plant demolition in California in 2013 resulted in the amputation of one man's leg and the injuries of 4 others. In 2012, another unsuccessful demolition at the same location resulted in a fatality. A man was hung 50 feet in the air and cutting beams when one of the beams struck him, knocking him to the ground. Pieces of shrapnel flew from the falling structure in 2013 tragedy, grazing onlookers and wounding one guy in the leg. Number 4. Las Vegas Clarion. Controlled demolitions have become synonymous with Las Vegas, which is known for gambling. Construction companies are hired to demolish existing buildings to make room for new ones because renovating aging hotels is typically more expensive than simply rebuilding them. On February 10, 2015, shortly before 3 a.m., the Clarion was imploded. Lorenzo Duman intends to start building in September 2020 a 720-room non-gaming hotel with 6 restaurants, 270,000 square feet of corporate sky suites, and an all-encompassing medical wellness spa and workout complex. The Clarion Hotel, which stood 12 stories tall, was demolished in 2015 with 4,400 pounds of explosive. The hotel's elevator shaft, on the other hand, stood firm in the ruins. The elevator shaft had to be removed with a wrecking ball afterwards by demolition workers. Number 3. Demolition failure in Lizhou, China. When this edifice in China was demolished in 2009 to make way for residential developments, the idea was for it to shatter into 2 pieces, each of which would fall to the ground. The first half was fantastic, but the second half was less so. The rest of the skyscraper was dismantled with cranes and wrecking balls afterward. Construction workers were obligated to use a crane to dismantle the remaining half of the structure. The building demolition tragedy in Lizhou is the latest in a string of severe demolition building failures in China in recent years. Number 2. Scotland Red Roads high-rises. The Red Roads Flats were a mid-20th century high-rise housing complex located in the northeast of Glasgow, Scotland, between the districts of Ballornock and Barmulloch. The estate was initially made up of 8 multi-story steel frame buildings. By 2015, they were all dismantled. 2 of them were slabs with a substantially broader cross-section than depth. The point blocks were among Glasgow's tallest structures. At 89 meters tall, second only to the defunct Blue Vale and White Whale Towers in Camlachie in terms of overall height, the point block's 30 stories was the highest inhabited level of any building in Glasgow. Only 4 of the 6 high-rise buildings imploded when demolition crews in Scotland attempted to dismantle them all at the same time. 2 high-rise buildings toppled halfway and then stayed upright. Months of inquiry revealed that the 2 buildings that remained standing were constructed with a stronger steel frame than others, a defect that had gone unnoticed for 5 decades due to discrepancies in construction documents. Number 1. The Pontiac Silverdome. The Pontiac Silverdome was a professional football stadium in Pontiac, Michigan, when it originally opened in 1975. The Pontiac Silverdome was an engineering marvel. The old edifice, on the other hand, had become a symbol of the Detroit area's economic collapse by the 1990s. It was first closed in 2006, then reopened in 2007, only to close again in 2013. In the early years, the dome's design proved to be problematic. The first minor collapse occurred during a thunderstorm in August of 1976. 7 roof panels were ripped and concrete from the top deck crushed several seats. Several Piston games were canceled due to safety concerns and the warping of the portable wooden basketball court caused by melting snow, and it was swiftly repaired. During demolition, only 10% of the explosives within the structure exploded in 2017. The unsuccessful demolition was caused by poor wiring, according to demolition experts. Thank you for watching until the end. If you found this video interesting, kindly like and subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.